You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Imagine a philosophy so powerful that it has withstood the test of time for over 2 millennia, helping countless individuals find inner peace and resilience in the face of life's challenges. This is Stoicism, a philosophy born in ancient Greece, yet its wisdom is more relevant today than ever before. Whether it's navigating the stresses of modern life, building emotional resilience, or simply finding a sense of calm in a chaotic world, Stoicism offers tools that can transform the way we live. But let me ask you this: what if you could become invincible, not in body, but in mind and spirit? What if you could face any challenge, any adversity, with unwavering strength and serenity? Today, we're going to explore how Stoicism can help you do just that, how it can make your mind and spirit invincible. Ready to discover the ancient secrets that can change your life? Let's dive in. Imagine standing on the shores of ancient Greece, where the salty breeze carries whispers of wisdom from centuries past. It was here, in the bustling city of Athens, that a man named Zeno of Citium found himself at a crossroads. After losing everything in a shipwreck, Zeno could have despaired, but instead he embarked on a different journey, one that would change the course of history. He sought refuge not in material wealth, but in the pursuit of knowledge, gathering the teachings of great philosophers and shaping them into something new, something profound. Thus, Stoicism was born, not from comfort, but from adversity, a philosophy forged in the fire of life's challenges. As Zeno began teaching his ideas in the Stoa Poikile, the painted porch of Athens, he laid the foundation for a way of living that would resonate across time. His words, echoed by the likes of Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, have guided emperors and slaves alike, offering solace in the darkest of times and reminding us of the power we hold within. Imagine Seneca, a man entangled in the treacherous politics of Rome, finding clarity in the chaos by adhering to the Stoic ideals of virtue and reason. Picture Epictetus, once a slave, teaching that true freedom lies not in external circumstances, but in mastering one's own mind. And then there's Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, who, despite bearing the weight of an empire on his shoulders, found strength in the simplicity of Stoic thought, writing his reflections late into the night, seeking wisdom in the face of relentless pressure. But what is it about Stoicism that has made it endure through the ages, touching hearts and minds across cultures and generations? It's the realization that within each of us lies the capacity for greatness, not defined by fame or fortune, but by how we choose to respond to life's trials. The first lesson Stoicism teaches is the dichotomy of control. Life will throw storms our way, unpredictable, often cruel. Yet Stoicism reminds us that while we cannot control the storm, we can control how we navigate it. Our thoughts, our actions, our choices, these are within our command, and by focusing on what we can control, we liberate ourselves from the torment of what we cannot. At the heart of Stoicism is the pursuit of virtue, a concept so simple, yet so powerful. Virtue for the Stoics isn't just about moral goodness. It's about living in harmony with nature and reason. It's about cultivating wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in every aspect of our lives. In a world that often seems to reward the superficial, Stoicism asks us to look deeper, to find fulfillment in the integrity of our character, in the quiet strength of knowing that we are living true to our values. And then there's the practice of mindfulness. But this isn't just about being present, it's about being present with purpose. It's about observing our thoughts, our emotions, not as passive spectators, but as active participants in the shaping of our destiny. When we practice mindfulness the Stoic way, we learn to see each moment as an opportunity to align with our higher selves, to choose the path of wisdom over impulse, of peace over turmoil. Stoicism invites us to walk through life with our heads held high, not in arrogance, but in the serene confidence that we have the tools to face whatever comes our way. It whispers to us that within every challenge lies an opportunity for growth, within every setback, a lesson in resilience. And as we embrace these principles, control over our minds, the pursuit of virtue, and the practice of mindfulness, we begin to understand the true meaning of invincibility. It's not about being unbreakable. It's about being unshakable in our resolve to live a life of purpose and peace. So, as we delve deeper into this ancient philosophy, let us open our hearts to its wisdom. Let us feel the power that comes from within, and let us continue this journey toward becoming invincible, not by conquering the world, but by mastering ourselves. Imagine standing at the crossroads of life, where every path ahead is shrouded in uncertainty. You can't see what lies beyond the next bend, and the weight of the unknown presses heavily on your shoulders. In moments like these, we often feel powerless, overwhelmed by the vastness of what we cannot control. But what if I told you that within this very uncertainty lies the key to your inner strength? What if the secret to becoming invincible is not in controlling the world around you, but in mastering the world within you? This is the essence of Stoicism, and it begins with understanding the dichotomy of control. The Stoics teach us that life is like a river, wild, unpredictable, and sometimes treacherous. You cannot control the flow of the river, nor the obstacles that may appear in its path. But you can control how you navigate it. You can choose whether to fight against the current or to move with it, steering yourself with wisdom and grace. The dichotomy of control asks us to focus only on what is within our power, our thoughts, our actions, our responses to the world. By letting go of the futile desire to control everything, we free ourselves from the burden of anxiety and fear. We become like the seasoned sailor who, in the midst of a storm, does not panic or despair, but skillfully guides the ship through the waves, confident in their ability to handle whatever comes. And what guides this sailor through the storm? It is the unwavering compass of virtue. For the Stoics, virtue is not just a lofty ideal. It is the highest good, the foundation upon which a resilient life is built. Virtue is wisdom, the ability to discern what is true and right. It is courage, the strength to face our fears head on. It is justice, the commitment to fairness and integrity. And it is temperance, the mastery of our desires and impulses. When we live according to virtue, we align ourselves with the natural order of the universe, finding a deep sense of peace and purpose. In this alignment, we discover that no challenge is too great, no adversity too overwhelming, for we are anchored by the knowledge that we are living in accordance with our highest values. But how do we stay anchored when the world around us seems to be in constant flux? The Stoics offer us a powerful tool: mindfulness and presence. In a world that constantly pulls our attention in 1,000 different directions, mindfulness brings us back to the present moment, the only moment where life truly happens. It's about being fully aware of our thoughts, our emotions, and our surroundings, without judgment or distraction. When we practice mindfulness, we learn to observe our minds with a calm and steady gaze, recognizing that our thoughts are just that, thoughts. They are not the ultimate truth, and they do not define us. This practice fortifies the mind against the waves of anxiety and fear that so often threaten to overwhelm us. It allows us to stand firm in the present, to face life's challenges with clarity and composure. Consider the example of Epictetus, a man who was born into slavery, a man who had every reason to succumb to despair. Yet through the power of Stoic philosophy, he found a freedom that could not be taken from him, the freedom of his own mind. Despite his circumstances, Epictetus lived a life of profound resilience, teaching others that true strength comes from within. He once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." These words remind us that even in the face of the greatest adversity, we have the power to choose our response, to find meaning and strength in our struggles. And think of Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who ruled the vast Roman Empire, burdened with the weight of endless responsibilities. Yet, in the quiet of the night, he turned to Stoicism, writing in his journal as a way to fortify his mind against the pressures of his position. His meditations reveal a man deeply committed to living in accordance with virtue, to maintaining his presence of mind despite the chaos of his life. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that no matter how great our responsibilities, no matter how overwhelming our challenges, we can always return to the principles of Stoicism to find our strength. In a world that often feels overwhelming, Stoicism offers us a path to true invincibility, not by shielding us from the challenges of life, but by empowering us to face them with courage, wisdom, and grace. By focusing on what we can control, by living according to virtue, and by practicing mindfulness, we build an inner fortress that no storm can breach. We become like the sailor in the storm, like the philosopher king, like the slave who found freedom in his own mind. We become invincible, not because we are immune to life's challenges, but because we have learned to navigate them with the power of Stoic wisdom. So as we continue this journey, let us remember that within each of us lies the potential for this invincibility. As we walk this path of Stoicism, we begin to understand that true strength is not a gift, but a skill, one that can be cultivated through deliberate practice. The Stoics, in their wisdom, have left us with practical exercises to help us build this inner strength, to prepare our minds and hearts for whatever life may bring. These practices are not just abstract ideas, but powerful tools that, when used consistently, can transform our lives. Let's explore 3 of these exercises: negative visualization, journaling, and voluntary discomfort. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the worst that could happen. It might seem counterintuitive, even unsettling, to dwell on negative scenarios. But this is the essence of negative visualization, a practice that the Stoics embraced as a way to prepare the mind for real challenges. Picture losing something you hold dear, a cherished possession, a valued relationship, or even your health. Feel the emotions that arise as you contemplate these losses. It's not about dwelling in fear, but about acknowledging that nothing in life is guaranteed. By imagining the worst, we strip it of its power over us. We come to terms with the impermanence of all things, and in doing so, we cultivate gratitude for what we have in the present moment. When the Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught this practice, he wasn't advocating for pessimism, but for resilience. He knew that life's hardships are inevitable, and that by mentally rehearsing these scenarios, we strengthen our ability to face them with calm and courage. When we've already faced our fears in our minds, the reality, if it comes, is less daunting. We're not paralyzed by shock or despair, but instead we respond with a quiet strength, a strength born from preparation. As the day draws to a close, imagine sitting down with a pen and paper, the quiet of the night enveloping you like a comforting blanket. This is the time for journaling, a practice that Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, relied on to maintain his mental clarity and emotional balance. Journaling is not just about recording events, but about reflecting on them, examining your thoughts, your actions, and your responses. It's a moment of honest introspection where you ask yourself, did I live according to my principles today? Where did I falter, and how can I do better tomorrow? Through journaling, we engage in a conversation with ourselves, a dialogue that deepens our understanding of who we are and who we aspire to be. It's a practice that keeps us aligned with our values, helping us navigate life's complexities with wisdom and integrity. When we write, we give form to our thoughts, allowing us to see them more clearly, to sift through the noise and find the signal. In this practice, we find clarity, and in that clarity, we find strength. Now let's turn to a practice that may seem even more daunting: voluntary discomfort. In a world that constantly seeks comfort, the Stoics dared to embrace discomfort as a path to resilience. They knew that to be truly strong, one must occasionally step out of the warmth and into the cold, both literally and metaphorically. Imagine taking a cold shower in the early morning, feeling the shock of the icy water against your skin. Or consider fasting for a day, experiencing the hunger pangs that remind you of the fragility of the body. These are not acts of self-punishment, but of self-discipline. When we practice discomfort voluntarily, we prepare ourselves for the inevitable hardships of life. We teach our minds that discomfort is not something to be feared or avoided, but something to be embraced, to be met with a spirit of challenge and growth. By choosing discomfort on our terms, we build resilience that will serve us in times when discomfort is not a choice, but a reality. Through these exercises, negative visualization, journaling, and voluntary discomfort, we arm ourselves with the tools to navigate life's trials with grace and strength. These practices are not just for the philosophers of old. They are for you, here and now, as you face the challenges of your own life. They are ways to remind ourselves daily of the power we hold within, the power to choose our responses, to live with intention, and to find peace amidst the storms. So, as you go forward, I invite you to incorporate these practices into your life. Start with just one, whether it's visualizing a challenge, writing down your thoughts, or stepping into a cold shower, and see how it begins to transform your perspective, your resilience, and your sense of inner peace. In doing so, you will be walking in the footsteps of the Stoics, building a fortress of strength within you that no external force can ever tear down. And in this strength, you will find the true meaning of invincibility. In the whirlwind of our modern lives, where the demands of work, relationships, and society often seem overwhelming, Stoicism offers a lifeline, a way to anchor ourselves amidst the chaos, to find serenity in the storm. The ancient wisdom of Stoicism is not just a relic of the past. It's a powerful tool for navigating the complexities of today's world, helping us meet personal challenges with grace and face societal issues with wisdom. Think about the stress that creeps into our lives, the relentless pressure to meet deadlines, to balance responsibilities, to be everything to everyone. It's easy to feel like we're being swept away by the currents of life. But Stoicism teaches us that we have the power to calm these waters within. By embracing the dichotomy of control, we learn to focus on what we can change, our actions, our responses, our mindset, and release the anxiety that comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. This shift in perspective doesn't just reduce stress, it transforms it into a catalyst for growth, allowing us to navigate our challenges with a calm, steady heart. In our relationships, Stoicism guides us to approach others with empathy and understanding. It reminds us that we cannot control the actions or feelings of others, but we can control how we respond. By practicing virtues like patience, kindness, and humility, we build stronger, more meaningful connections. We learn to see others not as obstacles or irritations, but as fellow travelers on the same journey, each with their own struggles and triumphs. When it comes to career decisions, Stoicism helps us align our professional lives with our deeper values. Instead of chasing external rewards, titles, money, recognition, we focus on the integrity of our work and the contribution we make to the world. We ask ourselves, am I living in accordance with my principles? Am I choosing courage over comfort, wisdom over impulsiveness? By grounding our careers in these questions, we find fulfillment not in what we achieve, but in who we become through the process. But Stoicism is not just a philosophy for personal peace. It's a guide for how we interact with the world around us. In a society driven by consumerism, where the pursuit of more wealth, more possessions, more status, often leads to emptiness, Stoicism offers a different path. It teaches us that true happiness doesn't come from what we acquire, but from how we live. By valuing simplicity and sufficiency, we resist the endless cycle of consumption and find contentment in the richness of what we already have. In the age of social media, where comparison and competition can erode our sense of self-worth, Stoicism reminds us to look inward rather than outward. It encourages us to cultivate a strong, stable inner life, immune to the opinions and judgments of others. Instead of seeking validation from likes and followers, we focus on being true to our values, on living authentically, and on contributing positively to the world. And in the face of environmental concerns, Stoicism calls us to take responsibility for our role in the larger web of life. The Stoics believed in living in harmony with nature, understanding that we are a part of the whole, not separate from it. This perspective inspires us to make choices that respect the earth, whether it's reducing our carbon footprint, supporting sustainable practices, or advocating for policies that protect our planet. By aligning our actions with the Stoic principle of justice, we contribute to the well-being of future generations. Through these modern applications, Stoicism becomes more than just a personal philosophy. It becomes a way to live meaningfully in a complex world. It helps us find peace in the midst of stress, connection in our relationships, and purpose in our work. It challenges us to rise above the noise of society and to live with intention, integrity, and compassion. In doing so, we not only become invincible in our own lives, but we also contribute to a world that is wiser, kinder, and more resilient. As we wrap up our journey through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, let us take a moment to reflect on the profound power it holds in making us mentally invincible. We've explored how Stoicism helps us navigate personal challenges, transforming stress into strength, guiding us in relationships, and aligning our careers with our core values. We've seen how its principles can address societal issues, from the pursuit of material wealth to the impact of social media and environmental responsibility. Stoicism equips us with the tools to face life's adversities with grace, resilience, and purpose. Now I encourage you to start integrating Stoicism into your own life. Begin with one small practice. Perhaps start journaling your reflections each day, or focus on the dichotomy of control to discern what you can influence. These simple steps can lead to profound changes in how you approach life's challenges. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The obstacle is the way." Embrace this thought as you move forward, knowing that every challenge you face is an opportunity for growth and strength. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you found this video inspiring, please like, comment, and subscribe to stay connected with more content on Stoicism and personal growth. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.